Russian President Vladimir Putin says that Moscow has reached a deal to station nuclear weapons in neighboring Belarus. Putin compared the move to the U.S. stationing weapons in Europe, telling state TV that Russia, quote, agreed with the president of Belarus, Lukashenko, that we would place tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus without violating the non-proliferation regime. Joining me now, Congressman Gregory Meeks of New York, ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman Meeks, thank you very much for coming back to the Sunday show. First things first, your reaction to the news that Russia will be stationing nuclear weapons, tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus.
War criminal Putin cannot be trusted. We know how we got into this war with his aggression, starting out in Belarus. We will pay very close attention to what is taking place. To me, it is very serious because we can see that he cannot be trusted. He's already committed war crimes. Just recently, of course, the ICC came down on him also. So it is something that I am concerned about, and we just need to, and I'm sure we will keep very close and pay very close attention to as we move forward. Any
concerns that he'll go from stationing nuclear weapons in Belarus to actually using them as part of his war on Ukraine?
Well, I've not seen up until this point any movement with regards to actually utilizing tactical nukes. We've been watching and been talking very closely. But if you're asking me, do I have concerns? Yes, because I don't trust them. But I know we have intelligence, and I know that there will be some action taking place if, in fact, we think that he actually will move them there and or any indication of him utilizing any type of tactical nukes.
Let's talk about Syria. U.S. forces in Syria have been targeted by multiple rocket and drone attacks from Iran this past week. One U.S. contractor was killed, 6 other Americans injured. We launched retaliatory airstrikes. How far will these clashes escalate?
Well, look, we made proportional strikes to defend ourselves. We don't intend and do not want to have war with Iran, but we are going to defend and make sure that our people are safe. And there will be a reaction to their action. So this was proportional. We made sure that we hit various barracks where there was ammunition stored, et cetera, but also delivering a clear message that we're not going to allow Iranian drones to strike and kill Americans. And of course, Jonathan, my heart goes out to the family of the American who lost his life, and I pray that those that were injured recover very, very quickly.
About 30 minutes ago, the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, landed in Ghana, part of the first stop on a week-long trip to the continent, to Africa. You were supposed to be on that trip, but instead you're sitting here with me. Why didn't you go?
Well, you know, unfortunately, we are still in session in Washington, D.C., and our committee has hearings. There's a markup that we have to go through, and so the business of the people have to take place. And as you said, I'm the ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee, so we decided that even though it's a very important, very historic trip that the Vice President is on, that I had to take care of the people's business here in the United States.